Hey guys, special little bonus episode for you here today. I'm with Andrew McDowell, my co-founder, the chief operating officer here at OffScrip Health, and one of my best friends in the world. We got a bunch of gratitude.
I'm bursting forth with gratitude.
Bursting forth. You appear to be bursting.
Yes, and when we're overflowing with something, we rush into the studio.
I've got some ointment
to stanch the flow.
Yes.
Of feelings.
What a fucking year.
Yeah. It's been one for the history books.
Literally and literally.
It has everything. It has a story of incredible growth. Our company has...
Is that the thing on your right arm? I got ointment.
This is the sort of growth that one typically wants. You know, we set out together at the end of 2019 to develop this idea of creating a company that is focused on the patient. And
do people really want to listen to me bitch about shit, basically?
Yeah, let's see if they're sick of listening to you.
Yes.
Turns out you're not. And we thank you for that.
Yes, and thank you for not being sick of listening to me.
Yeah, and of course, we started with you with our very first show, Out of Patience, in March of 2020.
That's this show.
That's this very show. And now we've expanded into an entire portfolio of shows with a wide variety of creators, people who are now experiencing the platform that you inaugurated, Matt.
Well, the big idea initially was, can we roll up all of the entertainment and the talent and the voices of healthcare into an audio company, a podcast network that at its core was still the beating heart of a nonprofit organization that cared about equity and cared about the human experience and brought the understanding of that absolute desire to help the world, but without the limitations of a nonprofit. And we own all that. That is what our network, our other hosts, our amazing, talented producers. Are we doing an ad for our company?
Yeah.
I mean, the people listening already love my show and our other shows, but it's been a dream come true.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't feel that much like an ad to me. Sometimes I really wonder about the organization that is humming along behind the shows that I appreciate.
Right.
You know, we have an opportunity here to share a little bit of behind the scenes context with your listeners, Matt.
Yeah. If you're not aware, we were able to onboard 2 new hosts this year, and I consider them to be the me of their respective disease community. They're fierce and just the right amount of pissed off and entertaining and fun and no bullshit. And Kathy Reagan Young is a leader in the multiple sclerosis space. And her podcast, FUMS, which stands for Fuck You Multiple Sclerosis, is now part of our network.
Let's set the bar on what thriving is. You know, to me, thriving is living life better with MS. Mm-hmm. And we all have our own bar. You know, thriving is like being able to look forward to getting up in the morning, to be able to tap into what you have control over. And
Melissa Boudreau is a fierce warrior in the endometriosis universe. She has a huge listenership, and her show, The Cycle, is on our network as well.
I had no idea about endometriosis, but also I had no idea about the ramifications of endometriosis. It's not just that, it's infertility, right? It's, in my case, surgical menopause. It's cysts and adenomyosis. There are so many factors that you go through. Also the mental side of things, the psychological side.
And we'll announce here right now that starting in January, my dear friend, Kristen Gentile, who is, again, another fierce, no bullshit host of a show called Making the Breast of It. You get it. It's a breast cancer podcast, but man, it's got teeth.
As everyone knows, I am desperate to be here as long as I possibly can. I have been on a wild goose chase to figure out what the root cause of my cancer diagnosis really is. I have been taking my meds religiously, and I've also been looking into complementary therapies because I refuse to go anywhere refuse.
So we have a phenomenal cadre of like A-list, no bullshit, entertaining patient advocates leading massive audiences to this tribe we never really wanted to be a part of, but we're just thrilled that we're here to listen to us.
Yeah. And on top of that, there is also an incredible show that is focused on the social determinants of health, the environmental impacts on public health, and the people who are heroically devoting their lives to changing some of those problems. And that show is The Heart of Healthcare.
Yes.
An amazing show hosted by this heroic woman named Hallie Tecco, a phenomenal business leader, and she commands an amazing array of people.
When I think about homelessness and health, I think of the quote from Matthew Desmond in his book Evicted, where he says, without stable shelter, everything else falls apart. Once people have lost their housing, it becomes so incredibly difficult to take care of them in any of the ways that we normally think of in our modern healthcare system.
These shows are spectacular. We're profoundly proud of them.
Right. And fun fact of the day for the listeners who've known me from my stupid cancer days, Hallie Tecco helped me create the very first Stupid Cancer chapter in San Francisco in 2008. She's the real deal, and her show is fascinating.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I mean, it hits you from the very first episode. Each of these shows, if you haven't listened to them, please open up your app, type in FUMS, type in The Cycle, type in The Heart of Healthcare.
What if there was an umbrella website that listed all these shows at once?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I just whipped one up, Matt.
Oh, really?
Publishing it right now. And
did you use all the Infinity Stones for that?
I certainly did. We have our incredible team members, Joel Arnold and Stephanie Cole, to thank for everything that you find at our website, offscrip.com.
Which leads to us expressing our gratitude towards this extraordinary team that you and I have built from the ground up since day one.
Yep. And now they're building the team, and we have what I believe is a very exciting, creativity emphasizing, passion prioritizing culture that is developing at this young company.
Right. And I think we really kicked off what our national footprint looks like, feels like, what our MTV Flag in the Moon really was with our documentary, The Cancer Mavericks, A History of Survivorship. Did you know it's the 50th anniversary of the War on Cancer, the 1971 National Cancer Act?
I'm supposed to say, no, I didn't. Tell me more.
Well, in 1971, they passed the National Cancer Act, which kind of gave birth to modern day advocacy and research. So I want to commemorate this particular gratitude episode to the people who forced the government to do the right thing. They forced medicine, forced science. They shamed Nixon and the whole fucking cabinet to do this. And if it wasn't for pioneers like them, whose stories we tell in this 8-part narrative series, we wouldn't be here today to have the different problems, perhaps the better different problems we have today. And that series you can learn more about at cancermavericks.com.
Yeah, the need for patient advocacy, the need for people to care about the quality of our healthcare system and the way that it serves the needs of people who get sick. This is something that touches everyone. No one exists outside of the need, either current or eventual, for healthcare.
It's an equal opportunity fucker-upper.
It sure is.
That's my next podcast, The Fucker-Upper.
Yeah. As we tape this, the Act for ALS bill has just passed both houses of Congress, and it's on its way to the president's desk for signature. And this is the result of
people like you.
People like you. You qualify as a patient advocate.
The moment you're fucked by healthcare.
The moment you're fucked by healthcare, or hey, why not look into some action that you can take ahead of time?
Yeah, pre-fucked by healthcare.
Precisely. There's so much work that needs to be done. in order to improve the quality of the information that's available to patients. Our mission is to make healthcare comprehensible and simple.
And to suck a whole lot less.
That's right. And to make shows that are relevant to some extremely specific communities while we're at it.
Who don't have a voice.
This is a subject that has very serious implications. It requires very careful decision-making. It requires the successful digestion of some very complicated information. And there really isn't a medium like audio when it comes to providing for those things. That's the reason that we really are drawn to audio as being the medium that can drive more successful transmission of healthcare information.
But I mean, like, everything old is new again. We started with radio and fireside chats and the very first human experience of knowing you weren't alone and to understand what life was like. I mean, Orson Welles and Aliens notwithstanding, with his War of the Worlds thing in 1930-something, we've come back to this art of simplicity. Healthcare is complicated as it is, but why do we have to deal with so many buttons and blinking things and likes and videos? And it's the art of hearing and listening that I want to restore. We've lost that art.
But we're restoring it. We've been at it for 2 years, and we're going to be at it for a great deal longer if the past is any guide.
And if you think we've got some cool shit right now, we're going to blow your fucking minds in 2022 with what we've got planned in our pipeline. Just to give you a quick teaser, we're working on a documentary series spinoff of Cancer Mavericks that's going to discuss the history of infertility and women's rights and right to parenthood and how really stupid fucking policies are getting in the way of your ability to have reimbursements to cover fertility preservation, especially in the workforce. So employer-based care, state-based mandates, and the heroes who've done so much shit behind the scenes for the last 30 years that you've never heard of. This is a social justice piece like no other. And the other big documentary we got planned for you next year, we have a project with the working title Cracking the Code, which we hope will be a riveting educational series highlighting the promise, but the peril of genomics and genetics with a sharp focus on communities of color. Episodes are going to highlight how the field is transforming healthcare while exploring, modern day historical stigma, misperceptions, and highly justified distrust that have shaped today's patient experience and what the next 10 years could potentially look like if we all just got together, did the right thing, and brought justice and equity to every American.
Yeah, so as you can tell, we're extremely passionate about our mission, about making this platform one that is extremely inclusive, a place of opportunity for creators all over the country.
If you yourself have ideas about what we can do or do better, tell us. What are we missing? Are there other amazing podcasts that we should be talking to that belong on this network? We want to create the largest national listenership in the country of health citizens and public activists to do all the shit that needs to get done. There's no one unifying community to do that right now. And we have a phenomenal arsenal of nonprofit organizations and government organizations and professional societies. This is a big deal.
We are all about providing a network effect to amazing shows that are focused on important themes and important communities. If you know of one, we want to hear from you. Send us an email at contact@offscrip.com. That's contact@offscrip.com.
Yeah, and I'm at Matthew Zachary on Twitter, at Matthew Zachary on LinkedIn. Andrew, this has been an extraordinary ride. We're just getting started. And once again, only gratitude to you, to our team, and especially to our listeners who believe so very much in what we're trying to do to change the world. Happy New Year, everyone. All the best. Stay safe.
Here comes 2022. Let's do it the right way.
Sis Boomba. Excelsior.
That's all for now. If you like the show, be sure to subscribe, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, follow us on social, and tell all your friends to listen. Tell us what you'd like Matthew to cover in his next episode by leaving a message for us at 855-AUDIO-66, and we might just use it in a future show. Out of Patients is a product of OffScrip Health. We are a healthcare engagement company built for patients and caregivers by patients and caregivers. Our executive producers are Matthew Zachary and Andrew McDowell. Our senior producer is Betsy Shepard. Our host is Matthew Zachary. It is recorded, mixed, and edited by Betsy Shepard. For advertising and media inquiries, email media@offscrip.com. That's media@offscrip.com. For more information, visit offscrip.com.
Are you looking for a new job or want a career change? Look no further than Monster.com. Need a little help standing out? Our expert resume writing services will make sure you shine. Want to brush up on your interview skills? Engage with our AI interview prep tool. Want some advice on negotiating your new salary? Visit our salary tools and extensive library of career advice articles, and you'll have all the tips and tricks you'll need to succeed. Visit Monster.com today and take the first step towards your career. Monster.com. Find your right job fit.